With your first news at 6 Sports, here's Luke Campbell.
Dickinson State's Galen Brantley made a difficult decision this year that resulted in the multi-sport athlete racing against time. Ben Dacu tells us more as we put Brantley in this week's Sports Spotlight.
Galen Brantley's an all-conference tight end and a 2-time All-American shot put thrower. Last fall, he needed surgery, a surgery that would take 6 months to recover from. Nationals were only 5 months and 3 weeks away.
If you're going to bet on somebody, betting on Galen is pretty safe.
Galen's health reached a breaking point, literally.
I had a fracture in my tibia.
Couple that with a torn ATFL, a torn proneal tendon, and bone spurs in that tibia. Galen opted to have surgery back in September.
I need to get this fixed.
After the surgery, Galen was given a boot and a scooter. 3 weeks later, he tried to throw.
I was sitting out in the throwing ring on my scooter trying to get reps.
Much to the chagrin of his coach.
He came out and chewed me out.
It was one of those things that everybody needs something different from their coach at one point in time, and sometimes you need a hug and a pat on the back, and sometimes you need a stern talking to.
It was pretty heated, one-sided conversation, but I got the message.
Galen backed down, recovered, and eventually the NAIA Indoor National Championships came.
I was pretty excited with how the recovery went.
Galen placed 4th and made the podium once again.
Out of the 3 times I've All-American, this has been probably the one I'm the most proud of because it's the most adversity I've had to go through.
After graduation, Galen plans to go to medical school. He wants to be a pediatrician. With the spotlight on Galen Brantley. For your news leader, I'm Ben Dacu.
Well, for the second time in a week, UND introduced a new head coach on Wednesday. This time, it was new women's basketball coach Dennis Huter. He'll have his hands full after losing 6 players to graduation or the transfer portal, but he says the challenge is welcomed in Grand Forks.
I'm hoping we can be successful on the floor. Like we've told our 3 seniors, this is not a rebuild. I am not interested in rebuilding. We're interested in reconstructing this roster so that we can compete at an extremely high level immediately by bringing in talented players that understand what it means to be a part of our family and developing the 7 that are currently here to be the very best version of themselves that they can be.
Well, the NDSU football team got to celebrate its 2025 national championship one last time today. The Bison met President Donald Trump at the White House as part of a tour through Washington, D.C. Head coach Tim Polasek presented President Trump with a specialized jersey and said, "I hope this inspires us to do great things in 2025. We'll hear more from the Bison tonight at 10. Pretty cool opportunity, though.
Looking forward to that. All right, we'll be right back after this.